Good.
Hello, welcome. Nick is joining me because he also likes Balatro. It's mid-run. I just want you to see the thing that's building right now because it could be pretty massive. I don't know. We could go on a run like I haven't seen before. As you noticed, my goal was 52,000 and I scored 92 million.
Playing one
and
card.
That was from playing an ace of hearts. Let's quickly get you up to speed on what's going on here. This negative joker sucked. It isn't even a reason why this is going well. This is not going to be around for much longer. We'll see why in a minute. The core of what's happening is these 5 on the right. Burglar. Not super important, but fine for now. It's foil. However, what we need is Mime for hand and held retriggers, Baron for Kings giving multipliers, Hologram for adding cards, and we did get a legendary that's making all these deaths that you see to our right. And why is that important? What are we doing with things in hand? Well, we're doing this and many others like it. So we have Steel, Red Seal, Kings, which means those trigger twice, but also again, but also multiply separately. So we're on a good run here. We're going to see where this leads us.
So they get 1.5 from being Steel, 1.5 from the Baron.
Yeah.
And then Mind.
And then they get mined.
Each of those doubles, basically.
Essentially, yeah. So let's start digging in some packs and seeing what else we can do with this. Now, this is a nice opportunity. I've been having a hard time drawing these. I think that's going to start tapering off. I just got 3 more last hand, but I don't really have a need for this stuff. Money would be okay. I mean, with the jokers we've got. So we'll probably go that route, but while we're here, let's get this 4 spades out of our deck and make it another Red Seal, Steel, King of Clubs. I think we'll just take the money now. I could get greedier here, but as you can see from the deck, we're mostly just hearts and clubs, and eventually we're obviously going to try and make even more of those cards disappear. And this 4 of hearts not doing anything, I can't discard right now. So, who knows? Do I want one more? I don't think I do right now. I want to get these other cards out of my deck, I think, but we'll see. I need to keep at least 1 so that I can keep duplicating.
Yes, so and I will say, from my one successful Perkio run, I mean, it got basically as far as you did, but before the RNG nailed me. It's actually pretty good to have 2, because I got caught in a situation where I needed to play my 1 card. It's good to have the backup.
We're going to add that just because of Hologram. It's an ace of clubs, so it fits with what we're doing, to be clear, but it's not like a major component, but it's fine. We are at 57 cards, and we want to thin, so we're looking for other opportunities to do that. We can re-roll a couple times, I think. That could come in handy, and we have spots because these are negative. So let's go 1 more. I mean, it's probably better than this. We're going to be holding some face cards, so sure.
There are.
Yeah, we got a little lucky there. It didn't copy the strength, come to think of it, but it's okay.
I was trying to remember what Perkio triggered. Now I got my question answered.
Yep. Play only 1 hand type this round. We have to be careful here because we have no discard. So whatever we play right now is going to be what we play. It could just be pair because, you know, we can play that and dump some nonsense here. Like, whatever. Now, we also could death. But that 7 of spades being a wild means virtually nothing to me. So I think we might do a little bit of both. We don't really have good candidates for strength at the moment. I mean, when we look at what we have in this deck, it's a bit of a mess when it's not kings. Some queens and jacks for face cards. But we have nothing that even converts into any of those in hand. So I think what we're going to do is get a little cheeky. Get 1 more. And then just play a pair. And we're going to be locked into playing 6 pairs if it comes to it. I'm going to be honest. I think 1 pair is going to be enough.
Yeah. But considering you got 92 million on the high card ace. I mean, you had a few more kings at the time.
Yeah. That's 850k, and that hand sucked.
I've never seen that voucher.
Yeah, it's the higher level version of it, so you can stack, which we will take.
Actually...
Because eventually this is going to be gone. So.
Oh, okay. I was going to say, like, that turns it into less of a good trade.
This is going to be too risky long term. Right now, it's just there because it's foil. When we see better jokers, it will not be long for this world. In fact, I think its time has run its course right now because... Well, you know, it's fine. We get our discards back.
Ooh, you could get a fool and get another death. Oh, nope, never mind. You just used that tarot card and I forgot.
Yeah, I could get it for a judgment. I could use it for another death, or if it copies, I have 2 fools that I can turn into deaths. But that's not really going to work in reverse. I have to find a second fool, and then it would stack. Steal King of Diamonds. I do think I want to get that strength out of my hand. 5 8s. So we're down 7s, 5s, 3s, and 2s, which is a really bad time to be drawing these.
It's the spectral card that adds the red chip, yeah?
Is
like
the what,
if you want the spectral cards that add the red chip, it's not a tarot card.
Yeah, the deja vu one.
So yeah, if you were to steal up that King of Diamonds and in the long term go for a red chip, you'd need a spectral.
I think we're just gonna sell. I don't have any attractive targets for it, really. I mean, I could turn that into a queen, but do I want to fool a judgment? I could go random, but then I'm gonna be hard pressed to play them before I duplicate. Is there any? I guess the better. If I'm gonna judgment, I might as well fool into judgment, just because there's that Joker that builds on tarots, and I've played a lot. So I think we'll go that route here. We're gonna use this, get a judgment, sell this, use the judgment.
It lasted so long.
I had a golden Joker earlier in this run. It's kind of funny. I had this in Vagabond. I was really cranking out tarot cards, and they were, conflicting. But for the sake of adding to deck, we are going to look to thin more. But oh my!
I guess this is another way you can get a red chip.
A polychrome steel
Oh.
club, so that's obviously going in. And I think we'll add this. It's a king. It's a spade. We can discard again. So it makes some sense. We've got hologram up to 3.25, and we're going to look for some other Joker that scales to start going with this, because, I mean, obviously, what we've got is good enough to carry us for a while, but we're going to be greedy. Let's see. All cards up to 1 Joker sold. I mean, easy target, not worried about that. All right, 8 of diamonds. I would love it if you would just be a king of clubs.
Bye-bye.
Now, what do I need to play to get out of this hand? Is it just this?
I think you might. I mean, I want to say you had 5 steel kings that one time that you got 92 million on just playing high card A's.
Mm-hmm.
So,
all right.
It won't be quite there, but I think you got it.
Yeah, I mean, seems like enough. So this is the benefit of black deck. Black deck, yeah. I think, curves significantly because it starts off a little bit tougher. The extra Joker slot doesn't matter till you fill the first 5 anyways, and you have 1 fewer hand to play. But as you know, if you play Balatro, it's not really about quantity of hands. You really just want to play 1 huge one, so we're okay there. Full house? Sure. We're not really sure what exactly we're playing. Just to show this off, by the way, I've been getting a lot of full house and flush stuff. 4 of a kind slowly growing. We may eventually transition into 5 or some other stuff. We'll see. But all 4 Arcana packs. Well,
not the best.
I think I'm going to use the Lovers on the 8 just to use it and again play a tarot card.
Yep.
I mean, it could very easily just be a skip, but I might as well. And let's go here just to see. Don't really love that.
I mean, how much you got for 8? 4?
Like the steel 8's not the worst, because, we will get 2 triggers off of it, and we will then boost this. I don't want this many cards in the deck. Converting them is all well and good, but still. Also, Discord noises are going off, and I can't stop them now because Nick's on the call. I can't just turn off Discord, so can't mute it either. All right. Well, we're going to discard at least once. Might just play the ace of hearts.
Hey, free money.
Well,
gee.
Let's watch how dumb this gets.
Yeah.
This is why times 4 exists.
Oh, good lord. 3.7 billion.
So we needed 75,000. We got there by a factor of a bunch. I don't know that flush is our long-term future here, but it's cheap. And we might as well. Some celestial packs. Let's see what we get. Don't really love this shop, but we're at a point where we're not worried yet. I mean, I feel like it's just got to be full house.
Nothing else really has an impact.
No. Well, our 2 most played hands are in here, and I don't see an alternative I really care about.
Gotta get that flush 5 out.
Yeah, I mean, at a certain point, I could just be playing the king's clubs. That's certainly a possibility. Hey, Vagabond's back. 10s and 4s, not really. It's tempting to think about this just for the polychrome right now. But I don't really need it. So it doesn't seem that helpful.
It's a very impactful 1.5.
Yeah, it is going to raise things up. So I guess we might. We don't really need the Golden Joker, especially when we have this proccing so often. So, like, now we do have to be cognizant of the boss blind here coming up, where I'm going to have to sell one. Could just sell this again, but then if that's the case, why am I going to buy it? I don't know, because this seems like it's worth keeping for a little while longer. Whereas this, well, the flat money's nice. I mean, we just saw how often that triggered last hand. So, I don't know where I'm at on this. I think I'm just going to re-roll and keep going. We want... Our sights are set on things bigger than just 1.5. I mean, we have plenty of, like, low-end stuff that's not anything yet, but I don't know. I don't want to risk duplicating it.
I've had a few runs with that when I start with it.
Yeah, it's a little late now, and nothing's really re-triggering when played, except for the fact that the red seals would hit twice, but even then, I don't think this is that worthwhile right now. No, I had this earlier in the run for a little while. It's a nice early game card, but no. I might go one more. I don't want to go crazy on these high re-rolls. I mean, I think I'm just passing.
Yep.
All right, 1 Joker sold. Golden Joker, it's been real. Thank you for your service.
Well, full house. With only 1 king in there, I don't know if that... Well, it probably would be enough. I don't know.
So what I'm thinking about here, ladies and gentlemen, is how crazy do I want to go right now? The craziest would be just to dig for flush 5 stuff. It would not be hard to get 5 of these, especially if I use a couple deaths right now. The 6 and 5 are nice candidates for it. And these aren't bad either, because they're just random hearts that I don't really care about anymore. But if that Steel Joker shows up... So I think it's more pressing just to get rid of these that have absolutely no purpose whatsoever. So we're at least going to do this. And this. Now, I think we're going to discard a bit and look for more.
There it is.
So we can do it. It's going to put us out. We even got a king in our hand just for gravy. So let's just play it and get out of here. Yeah. Hey, I won. But that's not really what we care about, is it? God.
This one's going to go far.
The best hand on the win screen is already 3.7 billion, and we're just entering endless mode. So that's going to be something for consideration.
Yeah.
Tell you what, let me mute the microphones out there so we're not picking up any more noises than we have to. It's fine. Okay. So let's keep going. We're still looking for, one or two more pieces here. Not in the short term, but long term. Sure.
Got the money. Why not?
Yep. And we're going to look to add still. Again, thicker than we'd like, but I don't mind that. Don't love it, but
negative. I wish that negative was one of the things that it increased the chances on.
I guess we'll take this. I don't want to be going too crazy on this. Like, it's nice, but technically this is worthwhile because we'll buy it and then get one for free, even if we just sell it. I mean, that can be quite powerful, but we're too suited trying to get to 1. I know I don't have excess interest, so I could go further with the spending, but I feel like I'm just going to stay put and keep this for next time for now. Again, we're not really worried about the next couple hands yet, but we know how quickly this ramps up in endless mode. This is tempting, but it's also sort of luck of the draw as far as what that's going to polychrome. The question we'd have to ask ourselves is, playing hands is worthwhile because of this, but really only this right now? This does miss out on a Perkio opportunity because we never hit the shop. So I think we're going to pass on this. If it was a negative one, we'd have to look at it. But I think we're just going to keep going. All right. What I might be able to do here, I'm just going to mute these 2 servers for an hour. All right, that should stop Discord noises. I've muted the mic so the dog's barking isn't happening. We're just going to play some Balatro.
There we go.
At this point, that 4 of hearts means nothing to me.
And now it does.
Now it means something to me, and I think we're just going to play high card. I could discard. I could do all sorts of stuff. Let's be honest. None of this really matters. I guess I should discard to get as many face cards in my hand as possible just to get more off of this. So... And yes, I did throw away face cards, I know. It's also tempting to play like lucky card stuff. We could really just get out of here with this right now. I think that's fine.
Maybe you need to start doing the Celestial card for high card.
Yeah, it would take forever, but it would get there.
Somebody must have set a record.
Surely.
I've been seeing so much on YouTube for this.
I'm gonna reroll first. Okay. Let's take a look at what we can dig for. I mean, do I care about converting those into clubs? I'd rather just go random planet. I have the space.
Come on, flush 5. Nope, no such luck.
But not too bad, considering. And let's dig in here. 1 and 5 should mean something that we care about. And
oh, high card.
Choice is easy. Yes. Yeah, I guess I had to wonder what the math is. If it's better to play 1... If I end up with like a hand of all 8 kings, is it better to play 1 on this or 4 on a level this? Probably better to keep him in hand, to be honest.
Very likely.
This is so small.
You fool.
So we can buy this and not use it, and we don't care if it duplicates.
Yeah.
We'll still have at least 1 death left, so that's good.
Oh, sorry. It's in the background.
What is?
I got kids in the background.
Oh, that's fine. I have fended off all these other noises because I wasn't really planning on doing anything with this, but here we are.
Yep.
Sure. It's like printing my own money.
They keep trying to give you that one.
I just don't know if that's our future or not. So I don't think we're going to worry about that right now. 1 more. All right, well. This, at least, I feel like is more likely, but right now we're not really worried about anything. We're just trying to get to the biggest jokers, so I think we're going to skip and keep going. Ah.
Oh, there we go. See, it had a card.
Yeah, but I miss a shop. I don't want to miss a shop. I got too many non-kings of clubs in my deck from adding all the stuff for this. Speaking of, hey,
Good one. So many. Like, how many Steel Kings is that now? Or Steel Kings of Clubs? Oh,
I can't even really see all the seals. So, what is this? This glass? Why is it?
No, it's one you already drew.
Ah, okay, right. So we have, looks like,
You could probably click below that.
13, 14. That one's one of them. So these 5 all are.
There's
That
18
one's-
total kings in the deck, and there are 4 that are not Kings of Clubs.
Yeah, we're doing pretty good.
Yeah.
Just digging for face cards for money at this point. And obviously it'd be nice if they were kings. So we'll just keep discarding until we're satisfied with our hand. Could get rid of the queen, but I kind of intend to play it. Whatever.
Red number goes brrrr.
Seems fine. Yeah, no. And obviously this is not good to us.
Yeah, I have such a love-hate relationship with Fibonacci. It usually leads to really good early runs, but then my demise later.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they're gonna peter out eventually. Tens could be jacks, but what does that really do? I may want glass cards in this deck eventually when we start getting to ante 12 or so. Hopefully it's not presumptuous of me to say that. We do still have a lot of levels in full house, so more jacks would not hurt. So I guess we'll go this route. We don't love this pull. I do wonder about the viability of this. It has to be better. There's so many multipliers keying off of hand that I'm better off playing 1 than 4.
Yeah, probably.
As small of an upgrade as that is, I don't know. Maybe that's wrong, but... Alright, let's dig for jokers.
Oh, goodness. Apparently you've skipped it, what is that, 6 times? Yeah.
No, it starts at 1, so it's just twice. I skipped the first one because it had one of the free shops in it, and then I must have skipped for the negative, so that's the 2 I've skipped. And again, this is fine, and I could just get it for what it is right now. I'm unlikely to be skipping a ton because of this. Yeah. So, I mean, is it better than this? Probably. But do we need this? Not really, and it's not really going to improve. Well, I don't know if that's where we're headed either. At this point, to catch it up, like, it's already basically half of what Full House is, or thereabouts.
It does ramp up pretty quick. I mean, you got the money. I suppose you need 50 in order to get all your interest, though, right?
No, I don't even have... I don't think I have the voucher that does that. I think I'm still on 25 interest. I haven't been paying attention. I'm going to stay put, though.
All right.
Base chips and Molter Habs. I don't know what I'm going to do. Want to convert any of these? Not really. I don't have actually that many aces left.
Convert the 6. I just changed into a wild card for you.
Hooray.
There they are.
Well, buy 5 of clubs. It's been real.
Here we go. $16.8 billion.
On
One card.
But it was a foil. Okay.
Oh.
Welcome.
Yeah.
All right, we're up to 62 cards, and ever more. Well, that's tempting. We still have all of our 6s. They're mostly hearts. We could convert this into something or other eventually. Club, flush house, full house. Or just play it on its own. Just have a few of those who play on their own and they add another 1.5. I don't know. I'm going to take it because there's some potential, but... I think this is the play.
The algorithm figured out that you like polychrome cards, so hey, let me send another one your way.
We have some lucky stuff, but not a ton. I see 6.
5.
This is the Queen of Spades hiding up there. But beyond that, we don't really have anything else keying off of it. Like this, I know, I'm looking at it. I guess it's guaranteed then, so it's better than this? So, like, sure for now? Like, yeah, I don't...
I mean, in theory, it makes it twice as valuable. I've never seen that one.
This, I think, warrants consideration. But again, if I'm playing one card, do I care about the 8 molt? It's only played cards. So I don't think so. This is tempting. It's only played cards, though.
Yeah.
This can be really handy around this stage in certain builds, but I don't think it is here. I think I'm going to do this for $1. I don't know.
You're not going to pass a pie card there anymore. It's going to be $1 as well.
Yeah.
Heard you like polychrome.
I don't... Sure, I don't... We almost have too much power. I don't know what to do with it.
Yeah. Chris's cup is running over.
I'm scared.
Alright, I gotta get going, Chris.
Alright. Well, this was unexpected, but thank you for joining. Wait for the YouTube video. I'll post it later today.
Alright, grand.
Just you and me, everybody. Bye, folks.
Yep.
Bye. Just you and me. Alright. Random 9 of hearts. Yeah, it has molt. Wild card 8. Only have 3 9s left, so I think we're going to be... Oh, I don't have any of the ones I'm looking for. Whoops. Whoopsie. So let's... We'll find probably better conversion targets than that. So let's toss these, I guess. $1. Yeah, like that 3 of hearts feels like it should be a king instead. And now we're just discarding to get a handful of kings, and this is good enough, I think, because now any face card works for this when we don't need any other multipliers just to win, so goodbye? Okay. Not at the point where we have to be that worried yet, but, you know, we're going to get there eventually. Let's take a peek in this for $2 just to see. We're looking for something really cool. This, I mean, yeah, we're building some queens. We had the one steel one, but no. And I mean, if you're in one of those runs, this is, I forget what this is called. I know the name of it, but I'm blanking on it. But there's that one, the anti thing, whatever it's called, the thing that the stakes that can make it so that sometimes jokers are indestructible, which can be a pain sometimes if you get one early and you don't want it. This is the flip side of that, of course. If it can't be destroyed, then this can just get huge. But we have too many jokers tied together, we don't want to do it. So see you later. I think it's better to go small at this point. We just have all the hand effects, so we don't want to be playing many. This for $1 we'll get, though. Again, for $1, I think it's worthwhile. We can make $1 so easily. Rocket can be cool, certainly, but we have our own money generation right now. growing. Diet Cola could be tempting, but again, we're not likely to be skipping because we just want to keep getting more deaths. Again, $1. Probably hold off. These are getting expensive. We're not at the point where we're worried about dying yet, so I think we just got to keep this money. Do what we can do. Tempting, but again, we're going to make money ourselves, so there's no reason. 2 of hearts, if you could just become, you know, one of my favorite kings, that'd be great. Did I just play this? I guess I want as many red seal kings in my hand as possible. Just, like, trigger as many things as we can. So, like, and we got to get the free tarot cards. So I guess we have 5 discards. We might as well dig a bit. Okay. What kind of targets do we have for that? Obviously, that king could work. Ultimately, do we care as much about things that are not just these? Not really, but this is a further multiplier on a king that still works well, so I think we'll do it. Still digging, though. Kind of tempting to play that as the one card we play, I suppose. Alright, I think that's good enough. Because this is now going to trigger some of the other stuff. We don't want to get super greedy here. Seems good. Alright. Could we use a strength, and is it even worthwhile to risk it duplicating? 3 10s. To turn jacks into queens to thin the deck a bit. The problem is, we don't have a way to play it now before. There's no Arcana pack down here, no Spectral pack. So we would be risking the 1 in 3 chance of it duplicating this, which isn't the worst thing in the world, but it would make us a little sad. That's going to be true of any tarot cards we see right now. Well, most. Some can play right away, obviously, but... Let's take a peek. I don't know. We're up to 4.5 on this. 64 cards in the deck. Of them, about, I don't know, a fourth are our kings. We have plenty of discards. Is it worth the 0.25x to add like this? You know, the polychrome is really nice in certain setups. Here, it's going to be hitting so early that it will matter. But a random king of clubs? We already have so many king of clubs we care about. Do we really want to add one random one? For what? I don't think so. I think we're going to go here to give us more targets for cards we can just play as a high card. And we're going to dig in here just because, again, $3. And we're looking for probably this. But what we'd really like to see is one of these, like, yeah, I guess we'll do it. One of these, like, really high-end... We're looking for several things. Ones that build on tarot or planet cards would have big, flat mult. Haven't seen them. Obviously, steel would be enormous. It's like the biggest one we're looking for because I don't even care to count, but 20 plus, so it'd be massive. Sure. One more. But we did get a high card out of it. Because what I'm trying to figure out is, like, you know, we could get the fireside one. The one that lets you sell stuff and multiply that way, because we could blow through stuff really quickly in the shop that way. That would be decent. I don't know. All club cards are debuffed. That is kind of a bad one for us, I suppose. I wonder if the Baron still triggers, because while they're all debuffed kings, so like they're not going to get the red seal stuff, but they are still kings, debuffed or not. What about this too? I guess we have a chance of playing like a pair of 2s here and see what happens. That way we kind of know what we need to do next. I also could We have some other options here too, like deathing this too, which I know seems a little weird, but again, we're looking for targets we can play one card of, and that's not a bad one. That would also allow us to play like a full house, which has pretty big base to it. 340 times 28 with some multipliers is going to be pretty good. Let's discard first and go from there. Yeah. I mean, on the other hand, we could play a heart flush, but just playing a full house would really be enough on the base to get us some pretty good mileage, because this is going to be a factor no matter what. I do want to find out for the future, though, how the kings work. So let's dig for at least a couple. We'll do this. All right. Sure. Okay. Kind of goes along with what we're doing. Well, I don't want to do that now, though. Let's not go crazy. Whoa, whoa, whoa. This we're not going to probably use at all. So... I don't know. Maybe this is weird, but I'm going to give it a shot. Except I need to do it correctly. So, if we play a full house, what happens? This doesn't really matter. Normally this would be a good habit, but let's do it this way. Alright, let's see what happens. Okay. Alright, that means that we are going to be in some trouble then. It's really not a scenario where we're ever going to want to play this right now, so let's get that out of the way. At this point, these are effectively dead draws because they can't proc properly. This still gets us the flat 4 of a kind, and then we're just going to have to use our last 2 discards to get the best last hand we can. The alternative, of course, is a full house, which is bigger base, but not by much, and this will trigger twice. This is, unaffected by the other go-ins on here. This card might even just be our out. The consideration I'm thinking of is like, do I need to burn another death? I've kept a second one as an emergency. I'm trying to keep one to duplicate, but I've been keeping one for a situation like this where it's like, I need an out so that I don't die. And I'm wondering if this is that time. Having another Steel 8 of Hearts does not exactly sound like the most appealing thing in the world, but I'm worried about what happens if I don't play it safe here, because we have massive potential here. We cannot afford to die here. And another steel card is not the best, but we got a lot of bloat in this deck anyways. So I think I'm going to do it. Begrudgingly, I think I'm going to do it. This is going to stick around because it could be the Hail Mary to get the molt or something. So we're going to go here, not here, just because we need this to be as big as possible, and we're going to hope. Play this? I don't think so. We have 2 discards. Okay. We have 4 queens in the deck. The question is, how greedy do we get? We could discard the 2 kings, hope to hit a queen for a full house that will score pretty well. The 110 is not in play here. We got a lucky, we got a foil, we got a base malt, which, I mean, it's not huge, but it might be the difference between dying and living. think we're going to get discard 2 once and hope to hit a full house, and then we're going to have some decisions to make. If we don't, then we also have some decisions to make. But I think full house is our best play. I mean, we could get 4 of a kind, but full house is bigger. And we only need to draw the 1 queen, or I guess the case 10. So let's start with that and hope. Okay, that's not a bad draw, but it has put us in an uncomfortable situation because we may have to try and do some rudimentary math here to figure out if I need to spend the last death. As much as that would hurt, we can duplicate some other stuff. Maybe find another death eventually and get the loop going again. I mean, I'm going to discard it once because we're going to try and draw in for free. I think I keep this now. If we hit a queen or 10, which is not likely given the kings in the deck, the answer is made for us. If we don't, we start to get sad. Now, at the very least, it's nice to have this as a target. This is one we do not mind getting rid of. Probably the foil. Or we duplicate... No, I think we need the full house. I think that's the safest way. Because, yeah, we have 3 of these now. We're going to get more scoring off of this than we did the 4 of a kind, which was no bonuses. I think it has to be done. We'll always have a chance to make some other stuff, but we just have to live. Like, it'd be so... Like, if we die here, then it doesn't matter what the loop is, right? So... Yeah. Not by a ton. I don't think we had a choice there. I think it had to be done. And, you know, this deck is kind of already full of hodgepodge, so it's not like... yeah, I guess. Just to start trying to get as many good candidates as we can until we get negatives going again. It's not like I had much of an option there, I don't think. Maybe there's another play I didn't see, but... Alright, let's dig for some good stuff here. The extra money wouldn't hurt. We were looking for Hanged Man, for death, obviously. Don't really have a great target for strength. Like, yeah, I could convert these, but multis, not really having any good targets because these are mostly steel or already multi. And I don't know that I really care that much about clubs, specifically, when we're going to be playing 1-card hands most of the time, so I guess I'm just getting money. Doesn't hurt. I mean, it's free profit. We got $10 out of it, but... And in this spot, I might finally be just drawing the line. I think for us to really go deep with this, we've got to find better jokers, and I don't know that tossing more random stuff in our deck is the best answer, especially with the death loop broken at the moment. So I think we're just going to start digging here. Well, welcome back. Do I want to spend any more right now? Planet cards could be helpful. We are looking for jokers. Let's do one more. This is sort of tempting. If we wanted to break our money loop, this is something we could consider. Because we have a lot of like queens that we might be playing as the single card. Maybe it is time. Maybe it's time to get rid of the money loop. I don't know, because like I want to keep generating until I get at least one more really good joker, because that's what we're still not in danger without anything that's like hampering us too badly. Like it's 500, well, it's 1.2 million. We're about to jump to like, what is it, 7 million or something, 8 million. We're not worried about that without the restriction on, but I don't know. All right, let's keep going. Welcome back. That's nice. We love that. Love to see that. No, we don't need to make a celestial pack. All right, we did it. We reached full king. I think I'm going to pocket the 2 deaths for now because we just want to keep it in case of emergency. We have the extra slot, so we have 2 open. Let's go back to what we were doing before, where it's not so scary. Yes. That's why I think this is too good to pass up just yet. When we find a really good Joker, then sure, we'll toss it. But that made so much money. This is a nice find. It's actually even tempting to consider trying to, like, duplicate this. Now, obviously, our primary targets for this are here. Because this is already foil, that's foil. Turning something into polychrome also wouldn't be upsetting, but it's not going to work on anything that already has one of the 3. This also, not a problem. This, since it's just stuck here, wouldn't hurt. But we also have a deck full of random crap that I'd like to keep making more of these. So I think I'm just going to buy and use it, but not try to duplicate. No, sir. Well, we don't mind Hermit for more money. Again, not one of our first choices. There's about 3 other things we'd like more. Glass is a consideration. I don't think we're at the point where we need to worry too much about that yet. Because, it's basically just better than the polychrome cards we have. Of course, with the double chance of breaking, that's not great. I think we're just going to go more money and just start digging more. Well, it's it's the plan now. I think it's correct. If you guys are Balatro vets out there and you know the math on that, let me know. But it is a little bit frustrating. Now, granted, we got one of the vouchers that raised the frequency of these hands. So it's not like it's super shocking. I don't think we can afford to buy this. Don't want it to duplicate. It's not super shocking that we haven't had great luck so far, but there's 5 or 6 different Joker, like Blueprint, Steel Joker, Flat Molt per tarot, Flat Molt per planet. I'm sure there's a few different ones we could look at. Yeah, this is okay, but we already have a money generation system. This is an interesting one. I would just unlock this somewhat recently. The effect's pretty self-explanatory. This could be massive. It could be awful because, I guess it would be an excuse to sell this just to take out the chance of it duplicating. If we break up the money system, and we get rid of this so it can't duplicate, this staying around isn't the end of the world. It's still a 1 in 2 chance. If this is what we sell, and we bring this in, then we're really hoping to fade this. This, really good. This, pretty good. This, really good. This, I don't even know what that looks like. I'm assuming they're just stacks. So I think we have to do it. I think I might even just eschew this to save as much money as possible. I think we're just going to, it's a negative, so it's not really hurting us, but we have 4 spades in the deck. Technically, I guess there's a couple more with the wilds, but I think it's just time for that to go. And then to make room, I think it's time for this to go as well. I think we do that, pick this up. We're certainly hoping to be alive long enough for it to trigger, but if it does, this could end up being part of the difference here. So we'll cross our fingers. It can't be negative. That's the only downside, right? Or can it? I thought I said something about not being able to duplicate that part. I'd go get rid of it, but maybe I'm tripping balls. So we're just going to cross our fingers here. And now, what we wouldn't mind is if we could dig for... we're going to probably go 1 or 2 more times. Because we would love to dig to the point where all 5 targets are good for us. Obviously, there's degrees to which one's better than the other, but... This would have been tempting a while back with the double chance, but not now. One more, I think we wait. We're going to have a few more shops yet before this matters, so I think we stand pat right here. Get a third death to use. And in we go. Jack of Hearts. Not doing much for me. Could just discard it, but yeah, I mean, I guess we got better targets. Let's just toss it. Dig for our stuff that we want more and the things we want less. Let's get greedy. No. Let's see. We want as many red seals as possible, really. So let's just keep digging. We may play the queen. Actually, that 7 of clubs is not a bad candidate for conversion. We have 2 discards left. Are we going to get a better candidate for it? Probably not. It's possible, to be clear. Like that 2 of spades is looking real ugly. But we're only drawn to 1. So I think we're going to do it. Nope, 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 nope. There we go. Here we go. And as always, the nice thing about things that are multiplicative is that it doesn't really matter the order. Now, again, there's certain ways you have to order things in this game, but, you know, even that little 1.5 at the start does add up a little bit. I think these are still worth it just for the $1. Again, it might seem a little short-sighted to be going for those where there's just a couple of jokers that are affected by it, but it's $1. I feel like I want to go for that. Because flat mult with all these multipliers could be quite handy. Steel polychrome. Those options kind of suck, so I think that's the best I can do. Diamonds, gold card, strength. We can turn the 10 into a jack to add to our face card pile. That's not that important, but it is something. Like the gold card is fine. Like turn that into it, I guess, and get the money multiple times, but I don't know if that's really worth it. I mean, I think I'd prefer that to a Jack of Hearts, and we're not really worried about the mult of it. We're not going to play that card, so I guess that's the answer. I don't know, man. But it's not retroactive. I see. Well, then that's especially silly to have spent money on. Yeah, I guess that makes sense, because like hologram also had its starting point. And the ones that do, like the tarot one mentions, like, played this run. That's why it has the plus. This one's a multiplier, so it's better overall, but we would need to start using it. Now, we have more planet cards coming. So, is this the time to get rid of this? I mean, do I prefer this being duplicated? Maybe. We still have 2 more times to try and find a better one. So I think I need to be greedier. Could bite me in the ass, but no repeat hand ties. Well, that's fine. We can play high card, 1 pair. Let's just do this now. I don't want to get too crazy here. I mean, this is going to be too cautious. Let's be honest. I don't... It doesn't actually matter. Because, like, this 1 queen is going to be enough. I just, in my head, I'm like, well, what if I need to dig for a pair? But I have a pair in my hand. It doesn't really matter. So, the hell with it. Yeah, one more king. Let's do it. I think it's enough, but, you know, it's hard to say. So I guess I do have the ability to trigger this whenever I want. So I can keep trying to be greedy here. Let's see what's in here. Yeah, seltzer's nice, but now this is one of the ones we talked about. Plus 80, and gonna keep increasing. It's not multiplying, so it's not the best, but at a certain point, I think it's time for this to go. If I got a second one of these, it's not the end of the world. The flat mult is going to feed nicely into our massive multipliers. So I think it is time. Now, obviously, if we got a blueprint or something, we would have to consider getting rid of it. But this is also enough flat mult that, I don't know. You know, our high cards are times 7. And that's going to add 80. So that's pretty good. I think I just saw the re-roll voucher. So, happy to see that, because we need to keep digging. Does mean we're effectively done with these, unless it's the ones we care about. So, pair or high card, I think, are what I'm only interested in. Diet Cola can be nice, but not right now. I don't really think I'm going to be playing 3 of a kind. I guess I'll do 3 of a kind, but not the other one. One more. Now, we're going to have less money. We no longer really have ways to generate it. Of course, if we get the value of your jokers and stuff like that, we'll still have other ways to get some. But I think we're going to go on now. That is tempting, but I don't know. Rare jokers obviously can be all over the place. Most of them are good. Skipping means missing this and not being able to activate this yet, though we will be soon. We no longer are generating money, though. So I think I'm going to go for it. Blueprint is one of the best options here, but there's a couple others that wouldn't be bad. I think we're going to try it. All right. Death candidates. This 9 of clubs looks boring as hell. Let's just burn it right now. I think this is fine. I mean, now we're really only doing this for scoring. We're not doing it for the money anymore. We could discard to try and get like our 1 purple seal. Oh, 2, excuse me. But I think this is fine. Like, I think it's fine. Alright, we've officially entered Evil. I meant like a city and not evil, but worked out both ways. Oh boy. Oh, this is going to be complicated. The thing with Campfire, from what I've seen from other people making deep runs, is that it obviously is quite strong, and we're set up pretty well for it with the shop prices being cut in half. And we are also generating tarot cards. I don't think the best way to make this work is to sell the generated tarot cards. We'd much rather use them. But the problem with this is that since we no longer have money generation, at least at the moment, it's tough to keep feeding this. You essentially want to do it a bunch at the start, and then you get to use it for all 3 rounds in the ante, and then it resets after the boss blind, as you can see. there is also a part of me, like the question is twofold. The flat molt really helped us push into E with what we currently have. We are about to have the ability to duplicate. We could do this right now and see what we get and make the judgment call from there. But if we're thinking campfire instead of fortune teller, then I would almost rather have that as the option to duplicate. It is foil, which isn't great. It's the worst of the three for us right now, but it doesn't hurt, obviously. But we're gonna continue to have $1 planet and tarot cards. It will not be hard to accrue things to make this work. I also think, like, the best thing that would be able to happen is we can get rid of this, but it is negative, so there's no reason to get rid of it. If this was taking up a slot, the answer might be, okay, we've gotten a lot of mileage out of it. For the sake of scoring as much as possible, maybe we get rid of it. But with it being negative, it's kind of a moot point. This is almost 5x. These obviously have to stay, so I would probably have to get rid of Fortune Teller for it. And while it's not going to scale to the extent of Campfire, this is going to keep growing. I think Campfire is a no. If I really want to beat Ante 13 for the first time, I mean, I could go all in to do it. If I sold a bunch of stuff at the start of the next Ante to feed Campfire, I think it would pretty much guarantee it. I don't know. I'll tell you what we're going to do. We're going to stall just by digging a bit, just to see what else we have. We might as well have the full amount of information at our disposal that we can. What other things might be in play here? I mean, this is not a very good set. I know this looks weird, but I'm not really convinced there's a much better play. Two things with Molt. Put it on the 6 of clubs and the queen. Random joker we don't really have time to mess with right now. This is only going to open up a spot long enough to duplicate whatever. Not a great glass turn. I mean, I guess I could make something glass just to have it as an option to play. I guess that's better than lucky. Flat Molt's not bad either, but it's only a chance and we're not increased chance anymore, so I guess this 82. Man, I don't know. I'm just in my head, I'm kind of going through the math of it. This flat molt is really convenient since we are looking to play one card hands. You know, it's a much more sizable boost than it would be normally. It would be nice in any situation, you know, taking a full house to 340 times 108 plus. This also scales so much better if it does happen to duplicate. Man, I waited so long for Fortune Teller, too. Like, all it takes... Whoa. What are we doing? All it takes to make Campfire better is a multiplier that effectively takes the base of high card and raises it above 80. Now, that 80 is going to continue to grow a little bit. So, if Campfire gets to, 5 to 8 times, it's going to start approaching that range. 9 would put it above, if there's 2 of them. And it's a little bit offset by the foil aspect. That cuts into a little bit of the molt it would need. That doesn't get all the multipliers, but it counts a little bit. It's still helping the base hand at the end of the day. So I think it is correct. But, man, I wish I could just have both, huh? Alright, I think we still need to keep looking. Yeah, so like now, because we have it in play, we buy and sell these, unless it's high card. And I think this is just, well, let's look and see. If we get a blueprint or something, we don't want to risk the chance of like, oh, we got a blueprint, and then we duplicated it, because then all of a sudden we go so fucking insane. Resortive times 2. I think I'm going to stand pat, and I may hold off on this. We're not in danger yet. It would be nice to know what we're dealing with, but... Alright. Level poker hand should not matter. With a good enough hand, we'll play it once, and yeah, I guess I could try and play a pair. Dodge the debuff. As small as a difference as it is, you never know. 7 of clubs. Welcome to King of clubs. Come on. There we go. All right. Here we go. Time to set everything off again. Nothing really new going on here, but I'm going to put this over here. It doesn't really matter because it's all multiplying, but in my head it makes sense. So let's just get this going. It is a high card, but that's okay. The difference is so small. Yep. We don't really know what we're up for in the next set. As far as like what the boss blind is, what pratfalls there could be. Before we consider that, let's go here. Nope. Yeah, pair. And let's dig a little bit. Hey, Vagabond's back again. I think this is worth it. We're trying to go so huge on these hands. I mean, the counter argument is like, we get so much value out of one card hands that maybe playing 3 is better. Because once we assemble all the necessary kings, we can just play one card, play one card. This just keeps pulsing with sexual energy. I'm not sure what to do with it. Admittedly, I mean, the reason I hit record was I haven't been in this spot before, but it's fun. Oh, 4 out of 3. One more. So this is at a ×3. We should be able to get further here at some point, but let's continue. So we need 47 billion, but we've been in Evil. This is not the worst thing we've seen, for sure. We can certainly work around it in a couple different ways by playing a pair, whatever. The only other argument, I guess, is that if this does duplicate this, we could be getting multiple deaths. But I think it's okay for now. I haven't seen too many steel polychrome cards. I've seen it before, but it's neat. Okay. Well. Nothing to death, but that's okay. We'll just have more. We might need him in a pinch. Who knows? This can be interesting, but I don't think it has a spot. Let's take a look. We do still have hologram in play. I think I'll probably just add this and then cut it off. 66 cards, about a third of which are our kings. This is at times 5. Take a look here. Could even spend a death here if we wanted to, but I feel like it's just better in hand. It's not taking up space, so... That money is tempting because, you know... Ideally, we would be able to do Hanged Man and toss 2, but... Gold card, meh. Leveling up pair, meh. Bonus cards, eh. Hello again, fortune teller. I miss you. I do. Do I want to use this? No, I don't think so. We have enough steel cards if that Joker ever did show up that I don't think we'd be hurting for options. Okay. Onward. Four clubs. Absolutely not. You could argue making some more purple seals would be nice. It helps feed campfire, but I think we're okay. There it is. 8 of a kind. Okay, we're up to E12. So one thing we could do is that into this. Not holographic, but we have 2 more spots anyways. Here, you know, Hermit is certainly tempting. Glass, kind of tempting for when we get really up against it soon, but none of those are that tempting. Again, there's a couple jokers that would put us over the top here if we could just find them. It's also why this is somewhat tempting, just to give us more time to keep digging for stuff, but I don't know. I think the hand is going to be important. If I can get that much value out of one hand, then imagine 3 of them. Hello, my old friend. Alright, that's plenty for now, I think. We can keep some money in our pocket. This is already 6.5 in this blind, so that's more than enough. And now we'll try and play a pair. Do I want to death this? I don't think so. I think that's going to be our break glass in case of emergency. So let's play a pair. Should still be enough, I think. If not, we can play another hand. Yep, we're okay. Huh. I think I have to get this. Just because not all the spectral cards are attractive to us at this point. Like, turn everything into one suit, not helpful. Even the one that gives the red seal, the Deja Vu, could be good, to be clear. But, like, we have so many of those in the deck already. And there's the one that makes 2 more copies of one card in your deck. That could be good. Like, there's some decent ones still to where I think this is useful. Do I want to do this for another 0.25? I don't know. Let's do this first. Ooh, but if it goes on this, that's gross. I was going to say, if I use it and it hits, like, here, then it helps the duplication. But if it hits this, then I'm sad. Let's be sad. Alright, didn't matter. This is back to ×1, so we need to feed it a bit. I do think it's time to use this. I think we need to know where we stand as we go into this 14th ante. Alright, so we sell this to duplicate a random joker. Good and bad. I think this was the nut draw. But this can be good, and now we have even more incentive to keep feeding it. $4 for 2 of those. I mean, we might as well look. I think that's okay, just because of this. If it wasn't for that, I wouldn't do it, but just anything else we can get that's going to give us more power here. +1 discard. Up to ×3, we can go a little bit further. You know, one of the things that's nice is, effectively, the more we pour into this early, the better. Because it's going to last for the entire ante, assuming we can make it that far. So ×4, ×4, ×5.25. We're going to get a 5th death. We still have this thing going off. So we should be fine, but you'll notice the bar to clear is E13. We have not hit that yet with one hand, but we'll see what we can do here. This, I mean... This is such high variance at this point because there's not a ton of things that are going to be good. You know, if it did hit, it would be massive. I think it's my best chance to keep this going longer. And if it's a lousy one, you know, so be it. In we go. E13 we need. Got to be as greedy as possible here. See what these are. Benefit of this, of course, is that this is also fuel for campfire, which these are both going to be. But of course we use this, turned into 2 more things. I think the math is probably that it's better to sell this. Because 1 molt being added to the mix is not going to make that huge of a difference. So I think we're going to do just that. We still have some more discard candidates, so let's keep that rolling. This, I think, for the chance of polychrome... Well, I think everything... If I'm just trying to survive this ante, then selling this is the right choice. But I think I'm going to use it. All right. Here we are. Have not used any of my deaths, so let's play one and see what happens. So it is E13. And it's not quite a third of the way there. So in theory, this should score more for no other reason than because it has the +4 molt, which is then going to get multiplied 750,000 times. I'm going to play one more, and then we're going to see where we stand. There is selling deaths as an option. So this has the polychrome, which is an additional multiplier. I think the only sensible thing to do is, like, these are great and all, but we can burn a couple just to get these up a little bit higher. Might even do one more. We're not having a hard time getting to our handful of good kings. You know, despite the deck being as big as it is, it's doable. So let's make these times 7 and play this, and I think it's enough. And if it's not, I've had a hell of a ride. It's enough and then some. Uh-huh. I mean, there are those polychrome 2s that will trigger off of the... Worst case scenario, it's campfire fodder, so, you know, we'll keep it. It's, it sure is something. Ew. Don't really want any of those. That's costly $3. All right. Well, we can still feed it a little bit more. We are going to want to try and maintain some money as we go into the next one, though, even though I don't know how much further we can push. At this point, we really are re-rolling for the Steel Joker, which I keep mentioning, but, like, it would be absolutely massive for us. We're going to keep trying. Maybe one more. At least we're essentially, like, free rolling these, you know? Like, we pay $1, we get $1. These are up to 8.5. What's our target here? So that's about where we ended up last time. And we played one of those as a regular, well, as our kings that we keep, we played one, which doesn't give it any additional bonuses. So I think we'll be okay. Don't really imagine cards being drawn face down is going to be that big of a deal for us. All right, so what are we looking to play here? Glass? Polychrome? Something that's going to give us a bigger boost here than just playing one of the kings. The king scores twice, but that only gives us 10 more chips. So, So let's keep the queen for now and discard once and go from there. Hey! But I'd rather just do this, I think. Now, you can argue that, you know, I really need to sell this to get as much multiplier as possible, but I think, again, I'm trying to think to go as deep as I can here. There's our glass, so we'll keep that over the foil. Because we are going to have to play multiples here. We need to get a handful of kings first. There we go. All right, so we're going to play this because the times 2 mult, and we're going to see where that gets us and go from there. We have one discard left. Did it in one, but the glass card broke. So, good and bad from that, obviously, but here we are into ante 15. This is kind of funny. Yeah, obviously, like, the one that bases itself on tarot cards is better because that was like 90 mult or more at this point. But, you know, if we're only going to have kings in hand, then it's basically like 30. Pretty good, but not good enough now. I can't imagine seed money being that useful at this point. I've been keeping this like I've had it, but it's more so just to give myself a buffer. But to spend $5 on that when we are going to be having to restart Campfire doesn't seem like a great choice. Standard pack, Jumbo Celestial, I think it's just got to be all here. We need to feed these as quick as possible. Otherwise, we're not going to be even the first one here. This is a nice find. This is also nice. Whoop, don't be stupid. So now we're at a point where this is just the first one. We can't see it yet, correct? Because we have not technically advanced. Right. I actually don't know what's next here. I don't think I've seen somebody get this far. We're going to go one more time. The campfires are already at ×4, but obviously we need as much as possible. So that gets us to ×4.5. And sell this in a pinch. One more of these in a pinch. I think we got to go one more. Because... didn't get anything from it. That sucks. Let's see, even if we just like get one more thing to sell or whatever, we get back to interest, but I think we just go. Alright, we are at E16. That is kind of funny. Problem is, we need to get into a shop to be able to sell that. And it edges us up even further. That's a lot of money. To then feed campfire to beat this and or keep. I think I got to give it a shot. So I'm going to try it. Okay, here's a polychrome. Here's a glass. It's not a bad start. Alright, we've reached full kings and we have 3 discards left. Let's play this and see how close we can get. And... E13. Okay. Looking for a better target. We ended up with this. Alright, well. Actually made it a worse target, but... So that effectively tells us all we need to know. We're dead, unless we do something drastic, which I think means selling all 3 deaths, and I don't think that's enough. Selling this too. That gets us to like 6.5 times. Alternatively, I can discard once. We have a few different targets that would represent things that are better to play. It can't be any worse, you know, like... we could always convert one if we had to, so let's see what we get. Yeah, I mean, that's fitting. It is like half the deck. I think it's a clearance sale. We just have to just get everything we can out of this. It's not going to be enough, but at least we've done everything we can because, you know, money's no good to us dead. And even if we had sold those earlier, I don't think we were getting enough juice there. I think that ramp up into this ante was too much to overcome, at least with what we currently had. But I haven't really dabbled in these stakes before, so maybe I messed up somewhere along the way. But I feel like, I mean, fun run. You could tell early on, I mean, even around ante 5, I think, I was like, oh, we're piecing something together. And then I texted Nick when I hit the mime. And I was like, now we're really cooking. I was already duplicating with a legendary, so I had plenty of deaths. Like, I was like, we're cooking. That's why I had him pop on. But, hey, had fun. Good run. GG. And that's it. It's a bonus video, so thank you for watching. I think I've unlocked 4 of the 5 jokers that are legendary now. That might have been the 5th. Not sure. I think it was the 4th, but Anyways, that's a little bit of bonus Balatro for the week. Thank you for watching.